When I was 6 years old, a masked gunman strode into my house and shot me and my family dead. Somehow, I survived. I was stone cold dead, and then I was alive. My aunt held my hand. I was her miracle. Growing up, death was out to get me. I was 12 years old, cutting my cake while my friends were dancing in the other room, when, out of nowhere, a dead boy came rushing at me with a knife. Ren Oliver. Who died in car crash several years prior. So, death had sent a foot soldier. Hiding under a hooded sweatshirt, Ren's eyes were feral. When I started screaming, he disappeared. I thought death had given up, but when I was 15, walking with my friend through the forest, the ghost boy appeared again, this time older, and even more monstrous, slight points to his ears. Death had dressed him in shackles of ivy, a crown of glass and bone forced onto his head. This time, he came so close, pinning me to a tree, teasing a claw-like nail down the curve of my throat. Voices caught him off guard, and once again, the ghost boy faded into a slowly thickening fog. By the time I was 18, I had bitten 3 therapists. They refused to believe that death was coming to reclaim my soul, and was using a dead boy to do his dirty work. My 18th birthday, someone was in my aunt's kitchen. The first thing I saw was the refrigerator door, something, rooting around inside it. They grabbed milk, guzzling it down, and then soda, carving their fingers into my birthday cake. But I wasn't looking at the spillage of food, or even the wonky crown of antlers sitting, or rather forced on familiar brown curls. Instead, my gaze found the gaping slits in his back, resembling glass wings poking from battered and bruised flesh. Angel. That was my first thought. Death had turned his foot soldier, and my future killer, into an angel. But then Ren's frenzied eyes found mine, and I glimpsed markings, a language I didn't understand, carved into his flesh. His wrists were shackled, bound, in entangled iron and vine. My eyes found stab wounds across his torso. Raw flesh, where his skin had been torched, melting, and then merging. His heart, marked with an X. He was moving towards me slowly, eyes narrowed with resentment, when a gunshot sounded, and he dropped to the ground. Dead. I saw the blood stemming around him, before it seemed to stop, bleeding back into him, as if he had been rewound. Ren was dead, and then he was alive, inhaling a sharp gulp of breath, his eyes opening wide. Terrified. My aunt was behind me, her smile wide. "I'm not losing anyone else," she said, firmly, scooping the boy into her arms. And I realized Ren Oliver wasn't Death's henchman after all. He was the reason why I couldn't fucking die.